We will discuss most important MCQs of auditing. These questions are helpful for various job recruitment exams and important for finance and commerce students. 1. Auditing refers to A. Preparation and checking of accounts. B. Examination of accounts of business units only. C. Examination accountants by professional accountants. D. Checking of vouchers. Answer is C. 2. Main object of auditing is A. Detection of errors. B. To find out whether profit and loss account and balance sheet show true and fair state of affairs. C. Detection of frauds. D. Detection and prevention of frauds and errors. Answer is B. 3. Institute of Chartered Accountants of Pakistan was established in A. 1956. B. 1949. C. 1956. D. 1961. Answer is D. 4. The classes of audit are A. Final audit. B. Continuous audit. C. Interim audit. D. All of the above. Answer is D. 5. Auditor, in general, is an A. Employee of the company. B. Agent of the company. C. Agent of the shareholders. D. None of these. Answer is C. 6. Auditing is compulsory for A. All joint stock companies. B. All partnership firms. C. Small-scale business enterprises. D. All proprietary concerns. Answer is A. 7. Audit starts where A. Accounting ends. B. Bookkeeping ends. C. None of the above. D. All of the above. Answer is A. 8. Examine of books of accounts is known as examination. A. Accounting. B. Auditing. C. Investigation. D. Bookkeeping. Answer is B. 9. The scope of work of statutory audit for a company is decided by the A. Shareholder. B. Management. C. Government. D. Law. Answer is D. 10. Special audit is necessary for A. Manufacturing concern. B. Processing concern. C. Inefficient concern. D. Trading concern. Answer is C. 11. Cost of removal of business to a more convenient place is A. Capital expenditure. B. Revenue expenditure. C. Deferred revenue expenditure. D. None of the above. Answer is C. 12. Expenses on experiments are A. Revenue expenses. B. Capital expenses. C. Deferred revenue expenses. D. None of these. Answer is C. 13. Interim audit refers to A. Examination of accounts continuously. B. Examination of accounts intermittently. C. Audit work to find out and check interim profits of a company. D. Carrying on audit for bonus purposes at the end of year. Answer is C. 14. Final audit implies A. Audit of accounts at the end of year. B. Finally checking of accounts to reveal frauds. C. Audit for submitting report immediately at the end of year. D. Audit of banking companies. Answer is C. 15. A continuous audit is specially needed for A. Any trading concern. B. Smaller concerns. C. Banking companies. D. Any manufacturing concern. Answer is C. 16. Alteration of a figures after audit is a limitation of A. Final audit. B. Continuous audit. C. Interim audit. D. None of these. Answer is B. 17. Joint audit implies A. Audit of two concerns together. B. Audit of joint stock companies. C. Audit of joint sector companies. D. Audit of two firms of CA. Answer is D. 18. Management audit means A. Audit undertaken on behalf of the management. B. Evaluating performance of various management processes and functions. C. Audit undertaken on behalf of government published management. D. Compulsory audit of management. Answer is B. 19. Systems audit implies A. Systematic examination of accounts. B. Audit undertaken to improve auditing system. C. Enquiring accounting and control system. D. Checking the performance of management. Answer is C. 20. Internal audit means A. Audit undertaken to ascertain truth and fairness of state of affairs. B. Audit undertaken internally to management functions. C. Audit undertaken by employees of the organization to check financial irregularities. D. Audit by independent auditor to improve internal affairs. Answer is C. 21. Internal audit is A. Compulsory for a company with paid-up capital of 25 rupees lakh and above. B. Voluntary for a company. C. Not necessary for a company. D. Necessary for a company. Answer is B. 22. Auditing is luxury for A. Joint stock company. B. Partnership firm. C. Small shopkeeper. D. Government company. Answer is C. 23. The audit is an examination of A. Balance sheet. B. Profit and loss account. C. Balance sheet and profit and loss account. D. None of these. Answer is C. 24. The audit of accounts of a company shall be A. Independent. B. Comprehensive. C. Moral. D. All above. Answer is A. 25. Primary objective of carrying audit is to A. Impose moral checks on employees. B. Submit report to shareholders. C. Express an opinion on financial statements. D. All of above. Answer is C. 26. The audit shall be organized in such a manner to cover A. Capital expenditures and receipts. B. Revenue and expenditure receipts. C. All the aspects. D. None of these. Answer is C. 27. The audit which is conducted after the close of financial year is called A. Continuous audit. B. Final audit. C. Preparation and examination of accounts. D. None of these. Answer is B. 28. Auditor is responsible for A. Preparation of the accounts. B. Expression of an opinion. C. Preparation and examination of the accounts. D. None of the above. Answer is B. 29. Propriety audit is normally undertaken in case of A. Joint stock company. B. Government company. C. Statutory corporation. D. Government departments. Answer is D. 30. Continuous audit is compulsory for A. Private limited company. B. Public limited company, listed. C. Public limited company, unlisted. D. None of the above. Answer is D. 31. Limitation of audit is A. That it does not reveal complete picture. B. That it does not guarantee accuracy of accounts. C. That auditor may be biased. D. All of the above. Answer is D. 32. The main objective of an audit is to A. Examine the books of accounts. B. Form an opinion on the financial statement. C. Report to the shareholder. D. Investigate the books of accounts. Answer is B. Note, all are correct choices, but best choice for this is option B. 33. Which of the following statements correctly describes the principal purpose of the external audit of an enterprise within Pakistan? A. To communicate weaknesses of internal control system. B. To assist management in the preparation of the enterprise's periodic financial statements. C. To examine and express an opinion on the enterprise's periodic financial statements. D. To assist management in the maintenance of the enterprise's accounting records. Answer is C. 34. To which one of the following does the auditor formally report when conducting his annual audit in accordance with A. The directors. B. Regulatory bodies. C. The shareholders or members. D. The secretary. Answer is C. 35. Interim audit lies between A. Final audit and continuous audit. B. Between statutory audit and continuous audit. C. Both. D. None of these. Answer is A. 36. Depth tests are also called A. Substantive test. B. Compliance test. C. Cradle to grave test. D. None of the above. Answer is C. 37. Objectives of depth test are A. To test the accuracy of the record of the client's accounting system. B. To perform compliance test. C. To provide evidence of a substantive nature. D. All of the above. Answer is D. 38. Propriety audit refers to A. Verification of accounts. B. Examination of accounts of proprietary concerns. C. Inquiry against justification and necessity of expenses. D. Audit of government companies. Answer is C. 39. A final audit is also called A. Interim audit, B. Complete audit, C. Statutory audit, D. None of the above. Answer is B. 40. A final audit is started A. After the close of the accounting year, B. After the close of the bookkeeping work, C. Both, D. None of the above. Answer is A. 41. Internal check refers to A. Checking of record by the cashier, B. Checking of accounts by the internal auditor, C. Checking of work of one person by another automatically, D. Management control internally over subordinates. Answer is C. 42. The object of internal check is to A. Control wastages of resources, B. Prevent errors and frauds, C. Verify the cash receipts and payments, D. Facilitate quick decision by the management. Answer is B. 43. Effective internal check system reduces A. The liability of auditor, B. Work of auditor, C. Both work as well as liability of auditor, D. Responsibilities of an auditor. Answer is B. 44. Internal check is a part of A. Internal audit, B. Internal accounting, C. External audit, D. Internal control. Answer is D. 45. Internal check is suitable for A. Larger concerns, B. Smaller concerns, C. Petty shopkeepers, D. None of these. Answer is A. 46. Internal check involves A. Reduction of work of cashier, B. Division of responsibilities of members of staff, C. Verification of inventory, D. Collusion among the members of staff. Answer is B. 47. Internal audit is undertaken A. By independent auditor, B. Statutorily appointed auditor, C. By a person appointed by the management, D. By a government auditor. Answer is C. 48. Internal auditor is appointed by the A. Management, B. Shareholders, C. Government, D. None of the above. Answer is A. 49. The scope of work of internal audit is decided by the A. Shareholders, B. Management, C. Government, D. Law. Answer is B. 50. Test checking should not be applied to A. Purchase book, C. Stock book, B. Sales book, D. Cash book. Answer is D. Best of luck for your exams. Consider to subscribe if you are new here.